Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Erager, and today I've been asked something a little different from usual from the director of Circuits and Shield. I've been asked to show him some lineups I came up with for the circuit ball. Now if you play FPS games you probably already know what a lineup is, but if you don't, lineups are a way to throw a projectile, in this case the circuit ball, in a way that is gonna make it go further, or that is gonna make it land in a specific spot, which you wouldn't do with just throwing it without planning your shot. So lineup is a carefully planned shot which you know is gonna have a specific result. So in Circuits and Shield, you take the circuit ball, and the lineups I came up with are basically making it bounce on an obstacle in a specific spot to make it go further, or to make it go in a specific spot, and sometimes even getting a score with the circuit ball. So the director of Circuits and Shield asked me, well, can you show me what it looks like? I want to see if it's broken or not. So I made a video, which you are about to see, on 3 of the lineups I came up with, well, the 3 only lineups I came up with for now, to show him, well, here's what it looks like, and basically I also tell him why I think lineups should stay in the game, and you can have that explanation too if you listen to the end. So if you want to just see some funny shots that have funny results, well, you can watch this video. But if you have your own opinion on the bounce, if you're an alpha tester, maybe you think bounce it's overpowered, or it should be more powerful, or anything, just let me know in the comments. I'm gonna be happy to have your opinions, because I have my own, but I'm always open to change my mind if you have good arguments. And yeah, full disclosure, full disclaimer, these lineups may not work in the future, so if you're coming here to learn lineups, you might get disappointed, because, well, maybe bounce is gonna get reduced a lot in the future if the devs decide, well, bounce is too strong, we cannot let that stay like this. So maybe these lineups won't work, but maybe they will. So maybe you'll have a few lineups you know already, and that will work when you get into your next game. So with that, I leave you to past Eragel, who's gonna explain why he thinks lineups should stay in the game. So my mindset when I started to think about lineups is, actually, I've been playing a lot of Valorant. I don't know if you know about this video game. It's similar to CSGO. I don't know if you know about CSGO either, but it's an FPS shooter, and there's a character which is named Sova who shoots arrows, and he can utilize his arrows very well with some lineups which allow him to throw the arrows in places you couldn't just shoot them with a straight shot, and that's really nice to learn how to play that character and how to really hone your skills on him, and by learning lineups. And I've been playing quite a lot of Valorant these days, and I've thought maybe I could do something similar in Circuits and Shields. Maybe there's a projectile in Circuits and Shields, a very important one, the circuit ball. Maybe there could be some lineups to do with a circuit ball that would give you an advantage. So the first thing I thought about is, maybe if I come on the stairs like this, I don't have to go up all the way to the stairs. I can just throw the ball here and it will go in the end zone. And it kind of works, but it doesn't. It usually stops here whenever I tried. So I thought, well, that's not working, and especially considering I could just use the W throw. I don't have to use a lineup. Why would I try to make up a lineup for that? That's kind of dumb. But then I remembered, oh, in Circuits and Shields you can bounce the circuit ball on obstacles. Maybe that's a way I could utilize some kind of well-prepared and well-thought-out lineups for the ball. So So the first thing I tried is maybe I can throw the ball farther, and then it would go with a normal throw if I come up with a lineup. So that's what I started to do. So let's jump into the lineups themselves. So the first thing I did is I noticed if I just take the ball, come here, and chuck it with Q, I can bring it to the bottom of the stairs with just throwing it in a straight line. So I thought, okay, that's pretty good. It's pretty good distance. Maybe I can do better if I come up with a lineup. And you can, actually. If you come here, just on this flower, and you throw right here on this plant, it should go farther. And it did. And it doesn't always work. None of these lineups work 100% of the time, and that's after pretty extensive, well, pretty extensive. I'd say about 10 hours in the last 3 days coming up and trying to get really good with these lineups. So that's it's not been like half an hour of work. I've put in like 10 hours, I believe. But yeah, so I thought, oh, okay, that's pretty good. You could just throw it there, but if you take time to learn and prepare your shot, you can get it to about here. So that's an advantage. You don't have to go up the stairs, which is a choke point, can be defended pretty well with walls. That's a good advantage to be able to throw the ball there. And one thing I wanted to make sure is that it's not an unfair advantage. You can do it on both sides, and you can if you just throw it right here. It should give you a similar result. Oh, it didn't go quite up there, but I'll try to get it to work, but it doesn't work every time, as I said, but it can work on both sides. It's not an unfair advantage to the team that's on the right side. It should work. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, there we go. So it works on both sides. It's not an unfair advantage of, oh shit, we're on the left side, we're gonna lose because we don't have lineups. No, it works on both sides. So I was pretty happy with that. And the next thing I thought is maybe I can get to score a little bit faster if I carefully prepare my shot and get a lineup. And it turns out, once again, you can. If you come right here on this little patch of flower and you throw on the edge of that rock, it should give you a nice and clear shot. And it gives you 4 points. And I was pretty happy with that. Oh, that cuts a lot, well, a lot of the distance. From here, you'd have to come like right here to throw it in the end zone normally. That cuts like a good maybe second of travel, maybe 2 seconds of travel. That's an advantage. It's not nothing. And once again, I thought, well, that wouldn't be fair if you can do it on both sides. So I tried. Maybe I can get something on this side too. And of course, you can. If you come on the edge of that rock and throw just under the tree, it should give you a nice clean shot. And this one works pretty well. It doesn't work all the time, but works pretty well. Finally, I thought, okay, well, maybe, and that's the last I've done yet, maybe I'll do more, but the third I've done, and last for now, is, okay, I can shoot from the central, I don't know how you would call this section, but I can shoot from the center and throw the ball into the enemy team's base. I can shoot the ball from here and get a score if the end zone is undefended. Well, maybe I can do that from the top too. I can do it from bot. Can I do it from top? And of course, if I say it, it's because you can. If you come right here, throw it about there, it should give you again a nice clean score. And of course, I'm gonna show you, but you probably guess what's coming next. You can do it on both sides of the map. I'm just gonna show you because, well, I think it's just fair to show you, but and I've been getting lucky with those. It's worked pretty well. It usually doesn't work this well, but I've been getting lucky, and that's good because I don't want to waste your time. But if you come here and throw the ball on that plant, it should once again. There we go. So these are the lineups I've come up with. They've worked very well, like they've been working like too well in this presentation. They don't usually work this well, but that's what it looks like for now. Now you can stop listening if you want to, if you've seen enough, but I would like to tell you why I think it should stay in the game. Maybe not like this, but I think utilizing lineups and carefully prepared shots should stay in the game in some form or another for these reasons. First, it's not an easy way to score, it's not an automatic way to score either. I know you don't want your game to just be first to the ball scores, and that's really not what it is right now. You can't just get the ball really quick in the center, come here, throw the ball, get some insane advantage with the lineup. That's not what it is right now, for a few reasons. First, it doesn't work all the time. I don't know how your physics for the ball work, but what I've seen right now is there's a lot of random number generation going on. Even getting to the same spot, throwing at the same, trying to get the same pixel. I have had different results with these lineups, so there's that. For different reasons, I think. First, you have to account for 3 dimensions in a game where you control only 2. You can only go left and right, up and down. You cannot go, you cannot go. Yeah, I think you get what I mean. But so you have to account for a 3rd dimension with a 2D game. So that's really difficult to do. Second, your surfaces aren't flat, they are, well, rocks, which means it's not like it's a flat surface which is really easy to bounce things off. So that's another thing. So it's really not a sure way to score, and it's not a drastic advantage. Like, coming from here, I could throw the ball there. With a lineup, I can throw it here. It's not like end of the world game-breaking stuff. Same here, I can throw the ball from here and get a score. I could do it if I was here. So that's not an insane distance I'm winning, but it's something. Same here, I think I can score from here, I can do it from here. It's just a little back. It's good, it's an advantage, but I don't think that's game breaking. Next reason I think it should stay in the game in some form, it's that it's not unfair. Anyone who wants to learn these lineups can learn these lineups. Personally, I will not make these lineups a secret, and I'm sure, even if we're not talking just about me but about a community, I'm sure everyone who comes up with a lineup is gonna want to share it, because like that's how games work now. There's communities, the streamers are the biggest stars, not some kind of obscure people with weird strategies no one understands. Streamers want to show off what they've come up with, which includes lineup. So it's not unfair, everyone can do it, and these lineups aren't hard to learn. They're hard to, well, they don't execute automatically well, but they're not hard to learn. You come on this flower, you use W, you throw there, and it's gonna maybe work. It's not hard to learn, so it's not something that is unfair towards someone. In other games, lineups is just something that exists and it works pretty well. If you look at CSGO or Valorant, which are the examples I know, so it's the ones I'm gonna tell you about, but like lineups are a way to hone your mechanical skills and learn about the game and get an advantage on someone in CSGOs who knows how to throw a grenade or a smoke perfectly to get it in one place on the map is gonna have an advantage. It's not an unfair one, it's just he gets good. And that creates a skill ceiling that is higher for players who want to dedicate the time they need to learn lineups, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's just pretty healthy for your game. Third reason is it's gonna promote strategy, in my opinion. Right now people are team fighting, you know it, and I've been guilty of it, just trying to team fight my way to the end zone, but people like you, Council, or I've seen in the latest test, the breakaway squad are really good at that, I've noticed. People like you try to go for the score, try to play around the ball, and that is what circuit ball should be about, I believe, and learning lineups is gonna encourage that, because if lineups become widespread and become the norm, well, people are gonna know, oh shit, they got the ball, we cannot just rush them here, because if he just takes the ball and get away, well, if we have 5 people here, we're gonna give a free throw, so we don't want that. So we're gonna have, and I like to imagine people doing strategies, captain at the beginning of a round saying, okay, you with me, we're gonna go to the middle, grab the ball, you two are gonna go far ahead, I want you on the north side of the enemy base, we're gonna use the throw to get the pass right over there, and if they leave the base undefended, that's gonna be a score. We leave one person behind in case they get the ball before us and try a sneaky throw. Well, we want someone in base to protect the end zone. I like to think lineups could bring that kind of awareness and strategy around the fact that you have to play for the ball. That's how circuit ball works. You can't just team fight your way to victory. And last thing, and that's not my strongest argument, but I believe you want faster rounds. Well, faster scores give faster rounds. So if you leave some kind of lineups in that gives some kind of advantage to a player, and he can score in 15 seconds instead of 20 seconds if he's left unattended, well, that's gonna give you a faster round, and I think that's what you want right now. So that's my opinion. If you've listened up to now, well, thank you. I like that you're listening to what I have to say. Let me know if you want to know more about these lineups, discuss with me about these lineups, what I think they could, well, it didn't work this time, I think they could be if you want them to be more reliable, less reliable, more reliable but more difficult to score with them, just be lineups to get the ball somewhere but not necessarily in the end zone. We can talk about it. I'd love to give you more feedback on it, and definitely tell me if you want to remove lineups altogether, because I will try to change your mind about it. All right, thank you, and just let me know if you want to know more about these lineups.